Welcome to my messy desk. I will be taking you through an average client project that I have going on right now, start to finish with one spread. I'll be explaining everything I do, why I'm making the choices I'm making. This is a project that my agent sent my way and I thought sounded really cute. It was a really cute idea. It's a collection of Christmas stories. It's through a French publisher and actually all the stories are in French. And so they had to send a translation over for me. Also, excuse my hand. I went climbing yesterday and my skin just completely ripped off. Like I left a part of my hand on the wall. So yeah, I don't know when the next time I'll be able to grip something will be, but we'll see. Every project for me begins by scrolling Pinterest a lot. Pinterest for me is sort of a way that I can look at how other artists are handling the same problems I've been tasked with and see what their solutions have been and really just get a bunch of style inspiration. I definitely did my time on Pinterest for this project. I really like doing my initial sketches on Procreate because things are just so easy to move around, nothing feels permanent, and to tweak something or completely change something, it takes like half the time that it takes traditionally. And I recently got this iPad screen protector called Paperlike that actually makes your iPad feel like paper. I've never used one of these before. I recently got a new iPad and decided to try it out, and it was amazing. Like, I used to always feel like there was a difference in the way I drew on an iPad versus on paper. Like, I didn't like my style as much. This iPad screen protector, Paperlike, has totally changed that for me. So I would highly recommend it to anyone who does digital work. It's completely matte, so there's no sheen at all. You can work in high light environments and it's totally fine. And when you order one Paperlike cover, it actually comes with a replacement. It comes with two. I love that about it. I decided to challenge myself and try introducing a little bit more line into this piece. So I am using a couple calligraphy pens that are very gritty and not perfect at all. And I'll be dipping those into watercolor ink. I'm using the color sepia. I should probably know that. And then I'm just using a bunch of really small paintbrushes. And this is my blotting cloth that is absolutely disgusting because some ink spilled on it, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna stop using it. Sometimes I just use the same paper towel for like a month and see how disgusting I can get it, and then I'll finally like replace it with a clean one. So I started out doing this project with really cheap paint, and because of that, I actually did two versions of this piece, one that you won't see in this video, and then the one that I work on in the video. And it was so sad, like using those cheap paints was like, I hated every second of it, but I was trying to make it work for the YouTube video, and then eventually I just gave up. It was fine. I actually did this whole piece with teeny tiny brushes. I didn't ever go bigger than what you see here. I just wanted to get a lot of variation in color. I naturally tend to be a little more tight and fussy with my brush strokes. I like to finesse things and I really like to just like keep digging. So rather than fight that this time around, I was like, well, let's just try that out. Let's just see if I can make that look good. I have this nice Arches watercolor paper that is so intimidating to use. And I actually did the first spread on this paper, not this one, but it was just an experiment, but I really liked how it turned out. So I decided, okay, for the rest of the spreads for this book, I'm gonna be trying to replicate this style. Because I don't have tracing paper, I just scribble on the back with a graphite pencil, then trace all the lines, and it shows up on the paper underneath. When I was done transferring it, I still wasn't happy with a lot of the shapes. So I went over with a pencil again and I just kind of corrected. I also used a couple of these Neocolor crayons that are water soluble and just a delight to use. I love them so much. They just add like a nice texture underneath gouache that you can't really get with colored pencils. I love these. But anyways, yeah, you bet I've been using these a lot. I love them. These Neocolor crayons mix beautifully with water, so this is me sort of diffusing the color around a little bit. I think it gives it a nice effect. I just loved painting these wings. Like if anyone out there is looking for an illustrator to paint a bunch of angels for them, hit me up. This is what it's all about for me. I loved doing these like soft white blue mixtures and getting really subtle color variations. Oh, loved it. It was delicious. The nice thing about gouache is when you let them dry on your palette for a few days and you have just all these like fossilized colors on your palette, you can still use them and they look a lot like watercolor when you do. But I was going for like a traditional gouache look, so I needed fresh pigment at all times. I also did dip into the old colors, but I focused more on the 3 warm primary colors that I introduced into my palette. And this is what it's looking like so far. A little scary, a little ugly, a little bit like it has a lot of potential. I don't know. This is sort of the middle weird phase of painting where nothing quite has come together yet, but you have everything laid down. You're just like, oh gosh, like, how do I save this? Some artist that I should probably find once said that the first stroke of a painting is perfect and everything after that is just trying to save it. And I really felt that on this. I feel that every time, honestly, but I don't know. I was feeling optimistic at this point. And as you can see, as I start putting down the line, I actually overdo it a lot. And I just keep going. It's so bad. But I actually ended up fixing it in Procreate later. So not all was lost, it was fine. if you compare the original to the final piece, they actually look quite different because I went in on Procreate later and I changed the colors of a lot of the line work that I did over the top just to soften it a little bit. And I think that really helped it. And that's pretty much it. I sent it off to the publishers and they said, oh, the background looks a little cream. Could you change it to white? And so I did, and that was it. That was the only revision, and that was a beautiful thing. I really enjoyed working on this piece, and I also enjoyed filming it. So if anyone out there enjoys watching process videos like I do, then give this video a like. My website is Audrey Grace Art. My Instagram is Audrey Grace Art. My YouTube is Audrey Grace Art. Yeah, I'll see you guys next time.